Hello, and welcome to Growing in Uncertainty. This is the third vlog that I've done so far. And I'm so grateful to be here talking to you about a subject that, believe it or not, I really love. I know, who would love uncertainty? But for whatever reason, I have found myself in so many situations of uncertainty over the course of my life that I can't wait to share with everybody some of the things that I've learned about the process of being in uncertainty, which is why I call this Growing in Uncertainty. My name is Tess Miller. I'm a certified professional coach and a certified therapeutic musician, and I perform when we're not in the middle of a pandemic. Normally, I play in orchestras and in chamber concerts and things like that. But I also teach flute lessons and all of that. But over the course of my career, I've experienced so much uncertainty. Is this really the right direction for me? What if I don't make it? All of those questions of self-doubt and fears and worries and concerns about the future, those have all been there for me, like friends. I joke with myself that I am the queen of uncertainty in a lot of ways. But anyway, that's kind of why, as I became a professional coach, I wanted to help people with their own uncertainty. And in this time in particular, for musicians, for creative professionals, for anybody really, who isn't sitting with a bunch of uncertainty right now? So, anyway, that's kind of what I talk about. It's what I do. And what I want to talk about today is my 5-week group coaching experience called The Hero's Journey. This is something that I completed. I finished it just last weekend, and oh my gosh, it was such an incredible experience to watch all of the participants transform over such a short amount of time. So I want to talk to you about that process. So the reason I wanted to do this 5-week group coaching experience was in large part because I want to get more experience as a coach. I want to be sharing with as many people as possible how to really find out how you can be your own hero. I firmly believe that we are all of our own heroes. We don't really have to have someone on the outside to save us or to tell us what we need to be doing. We have all the answers within. So I really wanted to work with a group of people who wanted to engage in that process of discovering their own heroism within themselves. And, when I started organizing it, of course, I found myself in a lot of uncertainty. Who's going to want to do this? All these thoughts, all of these self-doubts came up for me. What if people don't have a good experience with it? What if they don't transform? What if they aren't convinced that they have all of the answers within themselves? All of those thoughts came up for me. But what I did to kind of combat a lot of those thoughts is I kept asking myself, why do you want to do this? And the why for me was because I want to help people, because I want to share the tools that I have used, the tools that I've learned in my coaching program. I want to share those things with people so that they know that they don't have to stay stuck. They don't have to stay in uncertainty. There are things that you can do to get out of it and get moving again and feel empowered again. So I kept asking myself, why are you doing this? And I kept coming back to that because I want to help people. I want people to feel like I do about uncertainty. It's not a bad thing. It's a really good thing, actually. You just have to know how to dance with it. You have to know how to experience the uncertainty. But of course, my own fears and self-doubts certainly came up for me. Um, but I also felt really hopeful and excited. Preparing for this 5-week journey in a lot of ways was a good distraction for me too. COVID-19 has certainly put the brakes on a lot of projects that I formerly had going on in my life. And so it makes me, what comes up for me in that is, well, who am I if I'm not doing the work that I'm used to doing? If I'm not gigging as a musician, if I'm not working at the hospital where I normally work as a therapeutic musician, am I still a musician? If a musician isn't allowed to play, are they still a musician? All of that certainly has been coming up for me. So working on this 5-week journey allowed me to focus on something else that was really empowering and really positive. So that was something that I didn't really know at the time that I was organizing. I really didn't know that it was going to have that kind of a positive influence in my life. But it really did. It helped buoy me. It helped uplift me. Every Saturday that the class would come around, I would all of a sudden feel totally energized and excited about what I was about to do. So that was an interesting kind of byproduct of doing this 5-week class. What I was most excited about, though, when I was working with the 4 attendees, I was most excited every single week to listen to what they learned about themselves over that week. Each week, I would give them a little assignment. Sometimes we would take a look at, what are the thoughts that come up for you? What are the feelings that come up for you? How is it that you're looking at your life? What perspectives do you have? What are some of the strengths that you have that you could bring to the table of your life and really move your life forward with? Where have you used your gifts in the past to get you out of a place of feeling stuck or uncertain? And we did a variety of exercises to really look at our lives in a different way. So listening to all of the attendees talk about what they learned about themselves week by week was mind-blowing. It was so exciting to see how their perceptions were shifting very gradually, but also very quickly in a lot of ways. It was gradual, but then when you added it all up by the end of 5 weeks, it was incredible to see how their lives had really transformed and how they were going to start to engage with their lives in a different way. So that's what I was really, really excited about. And I guess what I learned about myself in this new uncertain venture was that once again, just because I felt uncomfortable, and any kind of uncertainty is uncomfortable anytime. And I certainly felt uncomfortable getting ready for this 5-week coaching experience. And I felt uncomfortable, promoting myself and putting myself out there. But at the same time, what I learned is that being uncomfortable is not the end of the world. It's just a feeling, like any other feeling. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to necessarily hold you back unless you let it. So, once again, this was such a great reminder to me that just because you're uncomfortable doesn't mean that that's a sign that you shouldn't go ahead and do it. Um, so, I allowed the discomfort to be there, and I trusted that the reason why I was doing this 5-week coaching experience was certainly motivating me enough to keep going on that journey. Um, and what's next for this 5-week journey is that I am planning to offer this 5-week journey again, kind of repeatedly in intervals, because after watching what the attendees went through over the course of the 5 weeks, I really want as many people to experience this as possible. I want as many people to have that opportunity to transform their lives and see what they can do with this moment of uncertainty and where they can take it, where they can start to grow certain aspects of their lives, so that you can start moving forward again. I know it sounds, in some ways, it sounds impossible. Like, how could I move forward during a pandemic? And yet, what's amazing when you shift your mindset towards what are my strengths? What are my gifts right now? What do I have to share with the world? What wants to come through me and go out into the world? You will be amazed by what you discover about yourself. So, I plan to do this 5-week coaching experience again, probably starting sometime in September is when the next one is going to start. I would love for people to visit my website. That's where the information is going to be. Certainly, I will announce things on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Those are my main social platforms. And, I certainly keep people up to date on my monthly newsletter. If you're interested in getting that monthly newsletter, you can visit my website, www.tess-miller.com. That's TESS-MILLER.com. And on my website, you can fill out the contact form and you will automatically start receiving my monthly newsletters. In addition, there's something exciting about that. When you get my newsletter for the first time, you will also receive a link for a free resource. And this free resource is all about self-doubt. And there's a writing exercise on how you can deal with the self-doubt that's coming up for you in your life right now. It's such a powerful writing exercise. So validating, so comforting, and it helps you work through those feelings that are coming up for you if you are experiencing any kind of self-doubt right now. So I would love to hear from you. I'd love for you to connect with me. Please subscribe to not only my newsletter, but also my YouTube channel. And feel free to share any of this information with friends, colleagues, students, if you are a teacher. And again, I would love to hear from you. Have a fantastic month and hope to see you on the next hero's journey.